Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
Boy, you guys are in luck because this guy here, Judd's Camp Notes, saved a couple morsels from the practice this week. He'll be out there again on Monday. We'll do a big Judd's Camp Notes episode on Tuesday, but why don't you give us some bonus Judd's Camp Notes here, presented by Neos Elite Performance?
Absolutely, Will. And yes, it is presented by our friends at Neos, who can get you back in the game of life. Perhaps you were a golfer at one time and now you can't walk the course, or perhaps you're a weekend basketball player and your knees are too sore. Have I got an answer for you to get you back on the court or the course? Neos Elite Performance is going to help you. Cutting-edge regenerative medicine and cellular IV therapy designed to get you going again without invasive procedures. This is what they call white glove service that's delivered to your home. You do not end up having to go to the doctor's office. The team at Neos is going to come to you. So if you got that knee or back pain, stop suffering. Therapies are designed to reduce that pain, restore the function, and get you back to doing what you love. Also, if you reference Purple Daily, you're going to get $500 off a cellular IV therapy treatment. That's right, $500 off. No surgery, no downtime, just results. Schedule now, neoselite.com, Neos Elite.com, to get yourself back in the game of life.
What'd you save for us, Judd's Camp Notes?
All
what
right.
observations are still left in that little notebook?
So we got done with Thorsky's Thursday episode, and once the mics were shut off and the stream went dark, I told you guys I saved a few things. I didn't use all the bullets in the Judd's Camp Note chamber, so here's what I got for you. First of all, observation. A couple of these are observational things, okay? Because these OTA practices, like, you can't work on the inside run. Like, you can do it, but you can't hit. So, but I will say this. Jordan Mason, 5'11", 223. You want to talk about looking the part of the bruising, if Aaron Jones is the A guy, right? He can catch the ball and he's got the skinny legs. Aaron Jones, in great shape. He's got the thin legs, right?
Tiny little
Jordan
legs.
Mason has legs that look like tree trunks, man. This guy is going to be, as long as he can stay on the field, of course, this guy is going to be a force when it comes to the inside run game. This guy's going to be because it's funny, we talk about the tush push a lot, right? But part of the reason why the tush push in Philadelphia is so successful is because Jalen Hurts is so incredibly strong and he's got the great legs. So like if you were to transport another quarterback who wasn't as strong as Hurts, I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I am saying you wouldn't get the same results. The starting point is the dude is strong. Jordan Mason looks to be strong. And I just want to say, for a team that has had real problems from the deep red now, for really O'Connell's entire tenure, punching the ball in, Jordan Mason should be the antidote to that problem. This guy looks the part, which in this case is important because it's going to give you, to a certain degree, probably not as good, but to a certain degree, gentlemen, what Detroit has, right? Which is Gibbs, who can catch the ball. He's more of a slight guy, but then David Montgomery comes in and beats you up. Jordan Mason.
Sonic and Knuckles.
Exactly. Jordan Mason can beat you up.
Yeah, well, like if he could potentially, and we're not going to really see this until the regular season starts because they aren't tackling each other. But yeah, if he can find pay dirt from inside the 20-yard line in the red zone, in the deep red, okay, because that's what the Vikings have been very much missing from their offense the last couple of years. So is there any indication yet of, I mean, it's so early, it's one practice, but do we know, is it like a 50-50 thing? Because Jordan Mason feels like a first, second down guy. Aaron Jones more reliable third downs. Not that Aaron Jones wouldn't also get some run on first and second downs. But like in the past, what they've done is they've just kind of swapped out a running back for a series. And this was the case going back even with Alexander Madison and Dalvin Cook sometimes, where it wouldn't be like first, second down back and third down back. Like with Adrian Peterson, he was the first and second down back all the time. And then Chester Taylor would come in as the third down guy because they trusted him in pass protection more. But under Kevin O'Connell, it's been kind of more line shifty. I'm just wondering how that's going to work. Do they trust Jordan Mason on third down? Are they going to mix and match on different series? Or is it just way too early to even have any sort of...
No, I think you're right. I think for the first time with O'Connell as coach, I think you're going to see a in-series rotation of sorts. I would be shocked if Aaron Jones got first series, second series. I think last year he even got third series, and then Chandler and eventually Cam Akers got the fourth. Anyway, that would really surprise me. I would say it's not too early to say there's definitely going to be a rotation. And yeah, I don't know who the third down probably depends on also where the ball is at. Because if it's 3rd and 2, I think Mason's on the field for sure.
Yeah.
But yes, I think you're going to see far more at the end of the season when you look at the snap counts. I think you're going to see far closer snap counts than we have seen from O'Connell's teams in his first 3 seasons. So Jordan Mason looking the part.
Yeah, I wonder how, maybe not predictable it is, but with both them out in the field in situations all right, if it's to Judd's point, if it's 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2, and Mason's out there, I'm going to assume they're running the ball. But what if Aaron Jones is out there? Are you just assuming you're looking for a screen pass? Because, obviously Jones can catch the ball a bit. He had 1,500 total all-purpose yards last year, so I think the predictability, too, that'll be kind of interesting to see how they go about that.
Hypothetically, let's just let's fast forward to a Sunday in September, though. Okay?
Love it.
First of all, if it's 3rd and 1, I don't care if they know I'm going to run. If the offensive line and Mason do their job, you're getting those yards. I am taking no prisoners here. You're going to get those yards. So that's a given. But the other thing, Declan, to your point, too, is what you could do is you could go to what looks predictable and then gash the opponent downfield on a surprise pass play. Because if you want to here's the thing that if the Vikings can establish a run, getting very excited by this possibility. But if the Vikings can establish a run, here's what you've got. How are you going to pick your defensive depth? Because if you're going to come up in the box, if you're going to flood the box, right? And this was the thing when Peterson was there, where the pass came. This is what Favre used, right? Everyone would come up in the box. Adrian Peterson, you got to respect him. Oh, that's cool. I've got Sidney Rice. So I would say that you would actually be advantageous at times to do things that look predictable to give you a play you don't expect.
This is so much fun. The moves that they made, instead of just kind of running it back and crossing your fingers on Ed Ingram, it gives you so many things to speculate about, and it makes Judd's camp notes work a lot harder. But it's fun to pontificate about this offense with an actual running game and an actual chance to run the ball into the end zone, which is something that they've been very good at for large chunks of the last 25 years, and they've just kind of gotten away from it. So very, very
That's
enjoyable.
the first one. Mm-hmm. Number 2 is, as expected, O'Connell mentioned this when he was at the league meetings in March. As expected, Rondale Moore, who did not play a year ago, he was injured. He was with the Falcons. He was injured in a joint practice, hurt his knee, missed the entire season. And O'Connell said back in March that he likely would not be set to go for the start of training camp. So obviously he's not practicing now. But what that does do is that opens up a little bit more of an opportunity for Ty Felton, the 3rd round pick from Maryland, because they're both, Moore is older, so I think he's a little bit stockier right now, but they're both not big guys, but they both have attributes that could contribute. Moore, I think we're going to have to wait and see to just see, he's coming off a pretty serious knee injury, so I don't think that we should assume he's fine. That's one where I think you're going to have to get into training camp, get him practicing, and make a judgment. I would not be shocked if he didn't make the team, because my God, we've been down that path. Oh, it's a big name that I remember from the past. Oh, sorry, but he was hurt, and now he does not make the team. But I do want to talk about a Ty Felton play in particular during the OTA, because it just sort of illustrates how difficult these jobs are, okay? And it was a simple thing. It was a quarterback's throwing to receiver down the sideline with air on the ball, a defender on the receiver, and the goal is that the pass is to the outside, so it's to the sideline, all transpiring right in front of Sports Dad's peepers. and the cornerback was on Felton. Now, what happened was, in almost every case, the ball is caught. And it looks, and again, you can't hit here, so I'm not faulting the cornerbacks. But it looked pretty simple, right? Like the ball is up in the air, it's a nice catch. You adjust at the last second, so you're going inside, then you come outside and you catch the ball. And of course you do, because it's simple. Ty Felton was about the only guy during this particular drill who didn't adjust, and the ball fell. And you realize how much there is to learn. This is not to discredit the kid at all.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, we think, oh, third round pick, going to step in. Is he going to challenge, Naylor for that job? Is he going to step right in? And you realize how much quicker the game moves and how much more that there is through just a very small, simple play, which I'm sure Ty Felton will continue or will start to make a lot. But it does give you like the hold your horses a bit. This is a lot more difficult, but because guys make it look so simple, we take it for granted and say, why wasn't that ball caught?
It feels like, I don't know, I've never been in a, like a Big Ten offensive meeting or an NFL offensive meeting, but it feels like in college, a lot of things are just sort of set. You're going to run a play. This is what it's going to be. You look over to the sidelines and the coaches will determine if you're going to change something. And there are some things that you have to, like, there are like site adjustments, if you will, as a wide receiver sometimes. But in the NFL, there's so much more, so many more things based on the leverage that the cornerback is playing, based on the depth of this or that and the other. This is why, like, Cordero Patterson was terrible at this stuff. Now, he was enough of an athlete where he made a 10-year career out of it and whatnot, but when you talk about route running, I think people kind of like, what does it even mean? It's the crispness of your routes physically, but it's also like, it's also understanding based on what the defense is giving you. You can't walk over and have a conversation with the quarterback every time. You have to know that based on this look, you have to do this instead of that, right? And there's so many things like that that are more about learning and being football book smart than it is about your actual physical abilities and the 40-yard dash that you ran.
And poor Ty Felton is trying to adjust, right? Meanwhile, throughout the majority of the practice, Justin Jefferson is practicing catching passes one-handed.
Yeah.
So it's just like this
one guy's trying to figure out, like, what direction do I run? And Jefferson's like, whoop.
Yeah. It's incredible. Like, it's no fluke. He's working on the stuff that the high-end guys do at that spot especially, I think, is phenomenal. Like, it's like it's mind-blowing. And again, it looks simple because they're that damn good. Also,
if it was a younger receiver working on one-handed catches, you would look at him and say, dude, just literally focus on the basics. Don't try to be a showboat. But Justin Jefferson, functionally, he should work on those because he's got he's got the base laid down at this point. So he should be. It's the extra 6 catches a year that are crazy that only he makes that sometimes win a game for the Vikings. So.
Absolutely. All right, last thing from my observations of the OTA on Wednesday is this. The punt return job is wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open. So Brandon Powell, who returned punts the last 2 years, is gone now. Not signed again. Let me just give you who is lined up for punt returns, okay? On Wednesday. And I don't think... So Isaiah Rodgers, who can return kicks, was not there. I highly doubt he's a candidate at all to return punts. So I don't think there was anyone missing who would be the logical person to return punts. Returning punts, wide receivers, all of them. Jalen Naylor, limited experience at Michigan State. You might recall was the poor chap who tried to return a punt against the Packers at the end of the first half in Green Bay last season. Clearly lost the ball in the sun, fumbled it, Packers score. Packers nearly come back and win a game that the Vikings led, 28-0. And then the other 3 names, Dante Fleming, Miles Price, Silas Bolden, all undrafted free agents. This is a long-winded way of saying, though, Bolden is the guy. Bolden returned punts, and I think Dex and I talked about this in my special teams 3 things way too early to watch. I think Bolden's got a chance to make the roster possibly based on this, unless they think that they can get Naylor to a place where they're completely confident. So the point being here, though, is, and I've hammered this home for years now, Punt returns, incredibly important, because if you don't catch the ball, that's sudden change, and that's death in football. And the Vikings are most definitely looking for a sure-handed guy that can return punts and at least give you a semblance of a return game.
I'd love to see JudKings.com put out his odds report. I want to see the odds 1 through 10 of who winds up as the lead punt returner on this team. JudDuel.com.
Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll launch that site.
Underjudd.com.
Yep.
JudPicks.com.
Yep. Exactly right.
Oh, yeah. Underjudd.com is a different
there's
website.
a couple there.
I'm not
maybe
commenting
avoid
on
that
any of
domain.
How about Judderdog? No, that doesn't work either.
No. Underjudge. No. Most definitely not.
No one needs to see underjudd.com.
No, they don't. They don't. Punt return job wide open, ladies and gentlemen, wide open.
Oh, man. All right. More Judd's camp notes on the way. By the way, a quick shout out here. Every year, we at Score North have our annual summer auction. So you can find information at scorenorth.com between now and June 6th. Keyword partner. There's a little keyword box up there. Scorenorth.com/partner. And it's we're looking for partners that will, you're looking to get your business some more exposure. You're looking to potentially get listeners of Purple Daily and Score North Podcast to use your business or your product. Visit scorenorth.com, keyword partner for that. And if you're just interested in potentially advertising on Score North Podcasts, we would love to hear from you. So he's the sports dad. He's Dex. I'm Phil. And we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. See you.